Hi everyone, hello and welcome back to our newest Rough Virus Journey episode. Today we're here in Adelaide and we're visiting Dizzi Decalz. So guys, please meet Spyro, the owner of Dizzi Decalz, who will share his story with us today. Hi Spyro.
Hi Martis, how you going?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Please introduce yourself and tell us a bit more about your business.
No worries. So I'm Spyro, have a small sign shop here in Adelaide, South Australia, based in Glynde. Just a husband and wife team. We do vehicle wraps, window tinting, laser cutting, engraving, 3D printing, general stickers, signage, and a bit of promotional items as well, dye sublimation.
Okay, that's cool. How long you're in the industry?
So we've just clicked over 6 years.
Who inspired you to start the business and how did you come up with your name?
So I guess the way that we came up with the name is we have another side of the business called Dizzi Design, which focuses on wedding invitations, event signage and that kind of stuff. And through that side of the business, you know, we had a small vinyl cutter that we were doing like custom cards and love hearts and all this kind of stuff for like the invitation side. And then, yeah, we were just like, oh, I think this thing makes stickers, you know, like we started off, you know, making like small stickers, and it sort of just started becoming a bit busier from that side of it, you know, people wanting stickers for car clubs and that kind of stuff. And we thought, oh, we'll separate these two businesses so one still stays with the invitation, one then starts focusing with stickers. So we thought, well, we've got Dizzi Design, let's use that as a base to then say Dizzi Decalz. And then, yeah, so we started off with Dizzi Decalz and kept following that path, and then that started turning into, you know, then looking into doing vehicle wraps, and then just evolved into basically what we do now. So no real sort of inspiration on, you know, who inspired us or anything like that. It kind of just organically grew into what it's become today.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as you know, you didn't start straight away with renting a workshop and starting a business straight away. You start from the home.
Yeah. So pretty much, you know, we're sitting at the dining table. I've got a small little plotter next to me, a coffee table full of vinyl, and we're just making stickers while we're eating and doing all that kind of stuff from home. Then it got to a point where we wanted to start doing more of the wrap side of things. So instead of like doing it from the garage, basically, we subleased a place at Woodville where we were before. Moved all our stock and everything into a little shop there. We were there for 3.5 years, outgrew that in like 9 months though. And then, yeah, we found this place at the end of last year, which was much bigger and better and a bit more cars and better suited to what we do now.
Compared to your dining room size, now it's way more space.
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
So I'll show you around. So this is our reception waiting area. You know, super comfy couch. People can watch TV. We've got all the colour swatches on the table, so you can flick through colours and have a look. All various different brands. We're not just tied to 1 or 2 brands. We like to try them all. So we have a little display here as well for, which is, you know, more of the Dizzi Design side of things, which shows the laser cut products, the dye sublimation stuff. You know, we also print on mugs and glasses. You know, make personalised candles. Pretty much anything you can think of that you know, can be cut, printed on, you know, etched.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Can you cut Rough Virus logo?
Of course. We also have the the
Software?
3D changer software as well, so which is just the newest edition that we just put in. So it's more of a visualizer of, you know, if you have a look at the swatches, they're all good, but it looks a lot better to try and see something in a bigger picture. So we've got the software up there, and select a whole bunch of different colors, choose a whole bunch of different cars. No Australian cars in there just at the moment, but at least it gives you an idea of what to expect when you choose a color for your car.
That's cool. Let's continue. Maybe you would like to show us your workshop.
So the workshop, let's go.
Yeah. So I know that you have done many different projects, but which one is your most memorable?
So I think probably the one thing that sticks in my mind the most is probably like our very first wrap that we did. That sort of, you know, jump-started us into doing what we're doing now. So that was a little Audi TT Quattro, little bubble car, which...
Let's guess, matte black?
No, Hexa's Tiffany green,
Whoa,
Tiffany blue. Yeah.
At least you start with cool color.
yeah, so that was pretty cool. And we've had the privilege of wrapping that a couple of times as well now. So he's come back a few times, which is good. But then other things that sort of stick in my mind is we wrap the vehicles for Fresh FM, which is a local radio station here. That's kind of like a bit of a fanboy thing for me, because I remember listening to them like 22 years ago when they started, like, you know, I'm in uni and listening to this cool radio station, and then fast forward to now, you know, I've got an opportunity to, you know, wrap their vehicles, which is kind of cool. So,
very cool.
Yeah.
Do you have some unique design?
It's just white and blue with their logos. It's nothing too crazy, but you know, it's very prominent to their brand and how, you know, what they look like. So yeah.
What, in your opinion, makes your business unique or special?
I think probably the main thing is that, you know, you come in, because we offer so many different services. You know, you can come in, obviously get your car worked on or your bike or whatever, but then also because we offer these other services from the other side of the business, you know, if you're looking to get married or you've got parties or anything like that, we can also cater for your event that way as well. So yeah, so we can kind of package up a couple of things, like if you know, if you want to get invitations made, or if you want personalised things done at the same time, you know, we offer more than just doing the wraps and the tinting and that side of things, because basically the two businesses that we have is kind of all into one. So, you know, people know us basically for both sides of the business, not just for the vehicles. So we're also very proud of our customer service. So we like to make you feel at home when you come here. So, you know, we've got a cool reception area where you can sit down, watch TV, make yourself a cup of coffee, and yeah, just make you feel like home.
Nice. Let's start with the coffee.
Cool.
Hot. Okay, as I see, you have a lot of samples on this wall.
Yeah, so it's just, you know, furthermore to the stuff that we've got inside, you know, so when the customer drives their car in, they can still come out and have a bit of a visual reference and, you know, take things off the chart and have a look at it and get a bit of an idea of other finishes that are available. And then obviously, we kind of just try to brand the place a little bit more. We've got a banner printed up with our stand at the Auto Expo last year, which we had a whole bunch of cars on display, showing off some of the products and stuff like that, which is always good. And you know
what? I really like your floors.
Yeah, so the floor's really cool. So it's PVC floor tiles. You know, keeps the coolness off the cement as well when you're having to work on something down low. And it also feels a lot softer on your feet as well. So, yeah.
Why are you choosing for this like solid finish? Because I know a lot of shops use this with a grid and water can go under it.
So that side of it, I think, is this floor's not completely smooth. So the rigid tiles aren't going to be suitable because when the cement's bowed a little bit, you can't connect them up. So the PVC tiles have got a little bit of a stretch into it, like you can manipulate them together where it gets a little bit unsmooth, you know, further up. So And yeah, plus it's a little bit insulating as well on your feet, which is good. Then we've got our storage room for all the vinyl. So that's separate room for everything, which is good. So we've got our own little kitchen, which is good. So we can sort of step away from the computer and the office for a bit, sit down, have lunch, take a break. Storage rack for all the acrylics and woods and stuff that we use for the laser cutter, which is this red and black thing here. Yeah, so this does basically all the stuff that you see out the front. Yeah, so we do all this kind of stuff. Great big table, which is a godsend. No more having to fold out trestle tables and trying to work, like that. So when we moved into the place, this was here before, and we offered it to the previous tenant that will buy it off them when they moved out. And it's perfect. It's 1.5 meters wide, 4.5 meters long. It's just great for all sorts of things. So yeah, and it's at a good working height as well. So
it's probably your best investment.
Yes. It was the very, very first thing that I said. As soon as we found a place that I could fit a hoist, I'm getting a hoist. So it's great just to be able to work on anything at like waist height or at whatever height you need to is great. Saves your bag. I'm not getting any younger, so it's awesome. So and yeah, then with the office, we built the office underneath the mezzanine when we moved in. Because we were trying to think, well, where we're going to put all the printer equipment and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so we ended up building this under the mezzanine. And then yeah, so we've got my workstation, Kimberly's workstation, the big printer, which is our HP 260, which hopefully will be getting replaced soon with something new. Vinyl cutter. And then we got the dye sublimation machine. It's a consumer printer which runs dye sub ink, and next to it is basically a convection oven, so we can sublimate all the ink onto, say, mugs or iPhone covers or whatever we can, key rings, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we got a lot of requests for promotional items, for either car clubs or personalised giftware, whatever it is, so which is kind of cool. And then we've got a little
3D printer as well.
Little 3D printer behind here as well, which occasionally gets a little bit of a workout. But yeah, it's kind of cool,
Where's the skull? I'm looking for the skull.
Oh, the skull's under here. I'll be back. So 40 hours, I think it was, to print that, but movable jaw and all that kind of stuff, which is kind of cool. Yeah, so occasionally we get requests for little trinket things like that, just GoPro mounts or whatever it is that somebody wants something to work, and
unique stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
You can cover anything you want for all promotional events.
Pretty much, and that's our main goal. Is we want to try and cover anything that, if you can stick something to something, or if you can print something to something, we'll want to try and help you cover all that.
It's like one of one. If someone have a unique idea, you can help them with that.
Yeah, that's where we've sort of started off as well. Is like everything we do is custom made. It's not just a template off the shelf for something. If you want something weird and crazy and wonderful, we'll help you get that. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
So guys, the car is here. Let's move it on the scissor lift. So guys, as you see, car is already on scissor lift. And Spyro, what are we doing with it?
So Porsche Panamera is in, full colour change, going from black into 3M gloss psychedelic, which is basically a full-blown rainbow in the sun. We're also going to tint the front windows and tint the tail lights as well.
Okay, let's do it. is ready, car is cleaned. Let's start wrapping. As you see, almost entire car is wrapped, but we still need to wrap front bumper. It's a bit too light, no? It's a bit too light.
Matches the back.
Right?
Yeah.
Where's the phone?
It's all super.
Spyro will show us difference between ceramic tint and carbon tint. He have this secret box. What is that?
So it's a box with a heat lamp in it, and I've got a whole bunch of different glass panes with different shades of tint on there, both in ceramic and in just a carbon tint. So putting them in front of the light will show you the heat reduction for each type of film.
Nice.
So this is where you go, it's like, okay, this is your car with no tint. How hot does that feel? This is your car window with 20% carbon film.
Not bad.
It's a little bit, not too bad. And then, where's my dimension? This is a 40% ceramic film. How hot does that feel?
Ooh, feels cold.
It's cold.
Whoa.
Common misconception, the darker the tint, the more heat reduction. This is a 70% clear ceramic.
Can you do the double layer?
Sure. Then bring it down.
Then it will reduce, if it's outside 25, inside will be 12?
It doesn't work that way. So that, yeah, can't remember.
Okay.
But yeah, so basically that's kind of the, that's a ceramic, that's a carbon film, so that.
It's still hot. Still hot. Okay. That's impressive.
There's the 5, XL15. I think that's the ceramic 5. That's the ceramic 5.
Oh, okay. Ceramic 5. Okay, for me, ceramic 5.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like people just go, oh wow, like that's so much different. Like yeah, I'll pay money to feel cooler in the car.
Yeah, during the summer, just day and night.
And
come on, it's no heat at all.
yeah, I mean there's a saturation point. So at some stage, it's just gonna start letting heat through. But that's a good example to show people the difference between the films.
But longevity, like lifetime, is the same in ceramic film?
Yeah, so I mean all these films come with like a lifetime warranty, so they're not going to break down. Yeah, not unless you're
Crack the
using.
window.
No, you shouldn't. No, not unless you've got some particle issues with it.
Do you have bulletproof window film?
No, I don't have any at the moment. No.
Just from under the shelf?
Yeah. We can probably put
We're not in
layers
Russia.
of glass in front of it.
It's not. We're not in Russia, and it's not popular here.
Yeah.
You don't need it. Okay. That's cool. Now we know. Only ceramic tin for my car.
Yeah, that's going to be the best heat reduction for sure.
So let's have some fun and do some activities. I would like to ask you a few questions related to wrap industry. First one, what is your favorite color change brand?
Favorite brand? Probably leaning more towards KPMF at the moment. They got nice gloss finishes, quite easy to use, I think. Everyone likes the Avery and the 3M just because it's easy to use as a solo installer. But I like challenging myself with the harder films as well. Oracle, Hexus and KPMF. But yeah, probably KPMF at this stage.
What's your favorite paint protection film if you use?
We don't do a lot of paint protection film installations here, but when I do use it, it's probably body fans.
Okay. What are your 3 most favorite tools or items in your shop?
The lift, number 1, hands down. The big table, definitely number 2. And then the third one's probably gonna be a squeegee.
Okay, which one squeegee? Which squeegee?
Oh, probably the red Avery squeegee.
Okay,
yeah,
I agree, the best one. Okay, last one. What are your top 3 wrap shops from entire world?
Top 3 wrap shops. So I guess one for a local shop would be Naked Exotic. Super crazy stuff that comes out of there, which is really good. And then overseas, probably Vinyl Images. John Duver, he's like real business-minded, like efficiency, all that kind of stuff. It's really good to hear some tips and stuff that he talks about and how to run your business and that kind of stuff. And then probably someone like PG Nola as well. They've got crazy stuff that he comes up with, designs and projects that come out of there, which is really good. So that's probably it.
Okay, thank you for your answers.
No worries.
And now's the time for mini quiz. Please, without thinking too much, just pick one answer, and if you want, you can explain why you picked it. Okay, first one, knife or knifeless tape?
Knifeless tape.
Heat gun or torch?
Heat gun.
Gloss or matte finish?
Satin?
Satin? No, it's not an option.
All right, gloss.
Okay, Porsche or Ferrari?
After this week, I want to say Ferrari, but no, Porsche.
Porsche, okay. Wrap police, yes or no?
Yeah, look, Wrap Police has got its place. Probably goes into a little bit, too crazy, showing off some of the really, really bad things. But, small little stuff, it's like, it can happen to anybody. So, yeah, I agree, but probably not to the full extent.
Exotic Graphics has prepared a question for you. Let's have a look.
So the question from Exotic Graphics, guys, is if you could add one skill set to yourself personally to improve your business, what would that be?
So, what will be your answer?
So, personal development skills, I think for me it's about staying proactive, always looking at what's coming out, what's new, what's exciting, and trying to bring that here a little bit. You see a lot of cool things happen overseas all the time, but Australia's quite behind in a lot of that kind of stuff. So trying to stay ahead of the game a little bit is one thing that I think will really help our business anyway. But then also different skill sets as well. We want to try and get a bit more into PPF at some stage. So learning more into that technique of installing PPF. So that's probably it.
Thank you. So guys, one more amazing journey is over. Thank you Spyro very much for having us, for your hospitality. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
No, thank you, Vitus. You and Maria being here this week, it's been great. All the best for your future plans now out of Australia, and we'd like to give you something as a souvenir to remember us and Adelaide and Australia when you go overseas.
Thank you very much.
No worries.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel, and I will see you next time. How we need to dance? It's
I'll put some fresh cream on there for you. You can.
that's something. Let's learn it. I don't know how to do it.
I don't know, I wouldn't have it like that.
Yeah. Kukolka, you know?
Okay, penguins.
Penguins.
Is this going to take long? Christmas
Yeah.
is coming, right? Yes.
Yes. So guys, as you see, the car is finished. I hope you enjoy the wrapping process, and see what you think about the color. See.
And Psycho, what do you think about
What do you think about Spyro color? Let's recall this color.
Okay, now it's a Spyro color.
Spyro color, yeah.